What's up, Guardians? Peace and Grease here, and a little bit of a PSA slash addendum to my Edge of Fate review video. So, one thing about me is I'm a very big proponent of developers getting rid of unnecessary, excessive resources. For example, in Warframe, it was one of my biggest criticisms. They just kept stockpiling more and more and more and more resources. And I don't think developers realize how daunting that is to a new player. They're trying to learn the game. Meanwhile, they're getting bombarded with all these new resources. They don't know what they are, where they go, what they're used for, how to get more. They don't know anything about them. They're just trying to figure out the game, for goodness sake. But you're probably wondering what I'm on about. Well, when I heard that Bungie was ditching the upgrade modules, I was like, hell yeah. They shouldn't even been here anyway. They were unnecessary. I have to go use these to buy these to upgrade a weapon or a piece of, like, why? Why shouldn't I just use these? So they got rid of the upgrade modules. So now you just use enhancement cores. And it was great. It was. For a little while. Then the dark secret came out. You see, it's like the old saying, a car salesman never does anything for your benefit, right? Well, it's the same thing about Bungie. They never do anything kind to your benefit. They're not going to do that. So there must be an ulterior motive, right? Oh, there is. And this gets pretty dark. You see, once you get over level 200, that's where things change. You see, I noticed that my gear that was over 200, like this, is 206 plus, 206 plus, 207 plus, 209 plus. You see, everything that was over 200 had a plus next to it. And I was like, what's that about? Why is that? Well, here's where it gets dark. You see, now you're not just using enhancement cores. No. You're using a new resource. And that is unstable cores. And let me be clear, it's not just one or two. Oh, no. Let's say I wanted to upgrade this Terminus Horizon, for example. It's going to cost me 14 unstable cores. And let me be clear, this number just keeps going up and up and up and up. And I'm betting to obscene frickin' levels. But you're probably thinking, what's the harm? Just farm a bunch of unstable cores, right? Wrong. You see, Bungie knew that most players have a plethora of enhancement cores and golf balls and alloys and prisms in their vault. They needed a new resource, a resource they could control. You'll notice in orange it says down here, expires at the end of the season. Well, how is that possible? Because how do you upgrade your gear now? Here's how dark it gets. It's a new resource that you have to farm. And then at the end of that season, that resource goes away. I'm betting they're probably going to cycle through the same 3 resources, and they're going to wipe your inventory of these every season. And the purpose is to keep you at 0, to hamstring you. Now, look, I always try to mix positives with my criticisms, right? Positive points, because I don't feel that the message gets through if I just shit on someone, right? At least from my experience anyway. But let me be clear here. There is nothing positive about this leveling system. Nothing. It is abysmal. It is boring, it is unrewarding, and most importantly, it is not fucking fun. Not in the least. And the fact that players naturally are going to try and find a workaround, a more efficient method, but Bungie shuts that down. And I will admit that yes, the last exotic mission was a little egregious, but it didn't matter because even if it wasn't egregious, Bungie would still shut it down. So we have this, imagine this, I just want you to imagine this meeting for a second. Yeah, we need a method that we can hamstring our players, intentionally fuck them over. What can we do? Well, we can use resources. No, that won't work. They're already sitting on an extra ton of these things in their vault. That's not going to work. Will we introduce a new resource? No, that will only work short term before they farm a bunch of them up, and then we don't have control, and we can't continue to fuck them over with that. Okay, we introduce a new resource, and then we reset it every season. So we're constantly fucking them over every season. That's good, yeah. We can constantly keep them locked in place, constantly hamstring them, constantly fuck them. Great idea. I don't know about you, but that's pretty goddamn dark. To intentionally set out to fuck over your players. Now, Bungie is going to try to use some colorful language like, our intent was never to... Yes, it was. Yes, when you intentionally set out to hamstring your players, that is fucking them over. So you can use whatever language you like. At the end of the day, the end result was you established a resource that intentionally fucked over your players, and you did it on purpose. I don't think I've ever been this disappointed in Bungie. Ever. And Bungie's done some pretty jacked up shit over the years. Some pretty dirty shit. And here we go again. I am at a point where I'm ready to walk away from this game for a good long while. And come back when all this stupid shit's over and done with. And that way all my gear is going to be automatically leveled for me. Because I don't want to go through this leveling system. Let alone have to go through it 3 times with all 3 of my characters. And have to deal with this shitty new resource whose sole purpose is to fuck me over. I don't know about you, but I never expected, after years of supporting this company in this game, to be kicked in the balls by Bungie. But here we are. Here we are. To say that I'm shocked is an understatement. And let me be clear, developers, I don't blame you. It's not your fault. We know who it was, don't we, management? We know who did this. Yeah. We know who did this. But feel free to let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And until next time, peace out.